Kristen and I were just saying how this palace reminded us of the palace in Madrid, because every room has a different color and a different theme.
This woman over here, she's still alive today. She's about 70 years old. She's holding a photo of her great-grandfather, who is also this guy over here on the horse. He murdered Rasputin. And also the two paintings to the left are portraits of the same guy, just younger in his life.
This is the lady's name. We're in a theater right now.
Everything in here is original, the chairs, the curtains. And the curtains aren't even real curtains because they didn't have the technology to draw them for the performances.
This is where the orchestra plays. Ooh.
Wouldn't be a trip to Russia without some vodka.
There you go. Can I smell it? Ooh. It smells like nail polish. Try the other one.
Oh, it's gone?
Try the other one.
The other one's not good.
No, try the other one. Come on, Joss.
It's too sweet.
The red one?
Do it.
Do it. All right.
I like that one more.
Yes,
I just
can I
don't
smell
like
it?
vodka, so
They said the girls
if
like
it's
that one.
sweeter,
Come on, let's go.
The girls.
never. And drink whiskey, not vodka.
This is my Russian family. Wow. St. Petersburg does not disappoint.
No! No! No!
In front of us is the Church of Spilled Blood. That is phenomenal. And we just watched an almost pickpocket happen. Wow. Wow. This is the other side of the church.
Taking pictures?
Alright, we're finally inside after waiting a gazillion hours. There's a lot of mosaics. These are all little itty bitty tiles. Zoom out. See the big picture it makes, and it's like that everywhere. This entire thing. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? Wow. That is awesome. It's tile all the way up.
Everywhere. So this place here is where Alexander II was assassinated. You see at the bottom there are cobblestones that are preserved. It used to be a street. And that's why this place is called the Church of Spilled Blood, because it's where Alexander II's blood was spilled. He didn't actually die here. After he was bombed, they took him to some royal palace somewhere else in the city, and he ended up dying there. But after this happened, at first they built a small chapel above it, and then his son, Alexander III, started the construction of this.
This place is insanely beautiful.
So this gate here was stolen by the Soviet government, and it was only restored 3 years ago, she said.
Alright, so we just learned that it took 25 years to actually build the structure of the church and only 12 years to do the mosaics on the wall, which I think is insane. And then when they renovated it, it took them another 27 years in total to help put everything back together. But 12 years for all these itty bitty little tiles all around. That's insane. Alright, there's the cobblestone where the blood was spilled. Alright, so we found out that this bridge was a gift, and it was made by the same architect that made the Eiffel Tower. We still don't know what that gold building is back there. I've asked multiple times. Alright, so we finally found out what this is. This is St. Peter and St. Paul Fortress. Alright, this is called the Marble Palace, built by Catherine the Great. Apparently there's 32 different types of marble inside. And I guess maybe outside too. That was Peter the Great's summer house. I'm loving this city. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
This is a cool city. Bigger and more impressive than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I agree. I'm back.
Watch your head.
Steffi! Oh, just kidding. I actually was afraid. Steph, that's so dumb. Alright, so apparently it's illegal to change the facade of any one of these buildings, except if you're gonna like renovate it, but it needs to still remain in the 19th century motif. It can't be modernized. Alright, here we are. We're about to enter the Hermitage. This is our ticket. No, can't read a word of it. Beautiful. Libra. So we're inside the Hermitage right now. We just walked up a staircase. Apparently there are so many pieces of art in here that a fun little fact is if you were to look at every painting and sculpture for only a minute, it would take you 7 years to see every piece that they have inside. And so far we've only seen just a handful, but I've got to say, the part that is most thrilling to me is the beginning. The staircase. It's pretty awesome.
Also, 15,000 people per day come here, and it feels like there's about 20,000 here right now.
Yeah, there's a lot. How pretty this place is, though.
Because there were so many people here, they decided to not have anyone go through security to speed it up.
This is the throne room of Peter the Great. Him in the painting. It's incredibly decadent. From the ceiling, to the wallpaper, to the tapestries, all the way down to the floor. That's money right there.
This hall here has portraits of 300 generals. It's like a frat house.
Alright, I don't even know where to start. This is insanely awesome. Holy God. This is a Leonardo da Vinci painting. There's a huge line around him. More than the paintings here and the sculptures, I really appreciate the cathedral ceilings and the architecture. And just the design. Floors are awesome. Okay. That ceiling, it's so awesome. Here's a Rembrandt. And apparently the Hermitage has over 20 Rembrandts. They're very proud of that. This one, someone threw some acid on her legs right here to try to ruin the painting. Beautiful. There's art everywhere. in the building and on the walls. God, every room is just better than the next. What is that, like a giant water fountain?
That's the biggest vase in the museum. They had to take down the wall to bring it in.
Oh wow, which wall?
They didn't say.
This is St. Isaac's Cathedral. It's the largest church in all of Russia. This took 5 years.
The basement is 5 stories tall, and they had to do that because this is really swampy land, and of course the building weighs, like, I think they said 300,000 tons. They also at one point had to do a project to raise the church after it's been done, and it was manually done by soldiers. They built a contraption with ropes, and they had them tied to turnstiles, and they manually raised the whole church.
All these statues along the circle here are hollow, and that dove right there is 3 meters from wing to wing, and it looks so tiny up there. So that's some perspective for you.
So I might be eating my words. I think that the interior here maybe does compete with the Church of the Spilled Blood. They're very different, of course, and they're both awesome in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more marble
But this
like
is
this,
pretty
right?
incredible
I mean, it's still
also.
beautiful, but I think the Church of the Spilled Blood is incredible because of all the small mosaics, and you don't really get that here. There's still mosaics. I think these up front here, I think these are all tile mosaics.
This is just more grandiose.
They determined that this church is the most decorated church in the world. Not really sure how they measure that.
Right.
So far it looks pretty and incredibly huge. There's more of it past this tree.
And equally as crowded.
Yes. This time it comes with a band. It is gigantic.
How big it is?
The best part is they only lived here for part of the year. We're walking up with our fancy footwear. Ow.
So this is how the palace looked like in the time of Catherine I, and then Elizabeth came here and thought that that wasn't nice enough. So we're about to walk into the palace now, and you can see what it looked like after she moved in.
Oh my goodness.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
It is.
I want adventure in great sunlight.
The ribbons on these cables are supposed to tell guests where to sit, and it also shows their title. So like a general would sit in one area, I guess with that ribbon. King and the Queen would sit with this one, and I would sit at that one. That would be my table.
So these things are in the corner of most rooms here. These are the fireplaces, and they radiate heat in all 4 rooms that they are adjacent to. And the tiles are from Holland. That was Peter the Great's favorite country, so he wanted to bring something from Holland here.
So the middle mini castle is a boathouse, and the 2 little tower type castles were for exotic birds that they owned. All right, over here is a Turkish bathhouse. This beautiful blue building is a grotto for banquets. And that's a small little wing of the summer home that is over there. That's where we just were. All right, so we just left the lake area. And we see another beautiful building. This is the pavilion. They would have parties here, special events. The servants would be on the first floor and the nobles would be on the second floor. I'm assuming this was all filled with water. So we are now at Peterhof. Behind me is the Grand Palace from Peter the Great. And there's also over 150 water fountains on this property. They vary from really itty bitty to pretty spectacular.
All of the fountains are naturally powered. They use no pumps here.
Those are just some of the fountains. Just the other half. And now we'll zoom out a little bit. It's beautiful. But wait, there's more. We're on a bridge right now with a head-on shot of the main fountain and the Grand Palace.
The main cascade, they call it. And this water flows to the Gulf of Finland on the other side. We are now at St. Peter and Paul Cathedral. This is where Peter the Great and Catherine are buried. And we're gonna go see their tombstones.
It's a really nice square here too.
And right now we're going to look at
Pretty awesome in here, but this is the worst cathedral we've seen in all of St. Petersburg, which says a lot.
Yeah.
Right, so here are the resting places of the royal family. This is Peter the Great right here, and his favorite wife of many, Catherine I, and then Elizabeth.